only right to come in to this one. I was doing my job by the King of the South, T.I. off the 2003 classic album, Trap Music, like I always say. This ain't a music show. This is a football show. Welcome back to another episode of the Daily Blitz's first podcast entitled Monday Evening Quarterback. My name is Christian Simpson and I am the creator, I'm the founder, I'm the NFL and college football analyst of a company called The Daily Blitz where we specialize in everything football 24/7, 365, and there's a lot to discuss like usual. If you've been following along from the get-go, as always, thank you so much and welcome back. I hope you're doing well and I hope you're staying safe. And if this is your first time tuning in and you referred to me, thank you for taking a referral. Thank you to whoever referred you to me, and I hope you enjoy the show. And while I'm at it, man, like, share, and subscribe my YouTube page, which is titled The Daily Blitz, and promote. The more exposure I get, the better. Like, I'm in it to win it. So with that being said, let's dive right into it. Football season is definitely winding down. This was the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, and it wasn't as entertaining as it was last year, where each game was decided by single digits or less. But that's the nature of football. You just never know what you're going to get. The first game of the weekend was the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Kansas City Chiefs, the top-seeded Kansas City Chiefs. At that, Jacksonville came into this game coming off a thrilling win over the Los Angeles Chargers, where they were down by 27 and ended up winning the game 31-30. So by a single point. It was another meeting, just a second meeting between Trevor Lawrence and Patrick Mahomes, and a little bit of history between these two coaches. Doug Peterson coached the Eagles, Andy Reid coached the Eagles, and Doug was on Andy's staff before Andy left for Kansas City, where he was fired from Philly and then took the job with the Kansas City Chiefs. I know Doug has a huge amount of respect for Andy Reid, and how could you not? You know, I've heard nothing but positive things about Big Red, as he's known around the football community. And Kansas City came out blazing. Here's the one thing that I don't understand. When you play the Chiefs, you know to circle in on number 87, Travis Kelce. And teams don't do it. It's almost like he knows what's coming, but he just finds a way to get himself open. And he is the best tight end in the league for a reason, and has been in his own bracket for the last 4 or 5 years or so. I mean, he just continues to dominate. And in the red zone, they find so many ways to get him the ball, whether it's that little underhand pitch, whether, they line him wide and let him run a fade, and Mahomes can put that ball only to where his receiver can get it. The turning point of this game was when Patrick hurt his ankle. Chad Henne had to come in for, I think, the remainder of the second quarter, if I'm not mistaken. And Mahomes did finish the game, but you could tell that he was definitely hobbled. And if you watch Patrick Mahomes, a big part of his game is mobility and the ability to extend the play. And he was in the pocket for most of the game, taking shots down the field. Still firing the ball down the pocket, but he has a high ankle sprain, and those are tough to come back from, just being honest. Kansas City did win the game by a score of 27-20. Looking at the numbers here, let's look at the numbers here. They will load up for me. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, but Mahomes just definitely did not look the same in that game on Saturday. Mahomes is only 22 of 30 for 195 yards and 2 touchdowns. Isaiah Pacheco I like how Kansas City, how they're trying to make it a point of emphasis to establish him to run the football because he brings a little bit of physicality to to this offense. Trevor Lawrence was 24 of 39, 217 yards. And here's a fun fact. This was actually Trevor's first loss on a Saturday, excuse me. He's never lost on a Saturday, dating back to his days at Clemson and playing in high school. So the guys just dominated the day of Saturday, the weekend day. One thing that I really like that I saw that Trevor did, gets to the locker room and shakes hands of every teammate of his. That's leadership. And he's so young. You got to really tip your cap to the Jacksonville Jaguars because they surprise a lot of people. And see what happens when you instill a coach who actually instills in his players and actually invests in his players. Good things happen. And Doug Peterson brought the best out of those guys, and they're only getting started down there. Yeah, Jacksonville has nothing to hang their heads about. The Chiefs will be playing in their 5th consecutive AFC Championship. They will be hosting their 5th consecutive AFC Championship, which is actually a record. The second game that day on Saturday was the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles. Hadn't seen Jalen Hurts play in quite some time. Last time he played was actually against those Giants. It's the benefits of having that first round bye and that week off. You get the chance to rest up whatever ailments and injuries you have, get right, get mentally prepared to make a run at a championship, a conference championship, and a Super Bowl championship as well. And the Eagles were absolutely dominant. Never let their foot off the gas pedal. Jalen looked great. But I think my biggest takeaway was the Eagles being able to run the football. I mean, they just dominated up front. Lane Johnson playing with a core injury, an oblique injury if I'm not mistaken, and he just had his way with Kayvon Thibodeau. Giants really couldn't get much of anything going. The Eagles put the game away and forced the Giants to turn into a shootout, but Giants couldn't get it going. Eagles defense is so fast and so electric. Giants have nothing to hang their heads about either because they were not expected to be here, finishing 9-7-1. Eagles dominated this game by a score of 38-7. Just looking at the box score right here. Let's start with the Giants. Daniel Jones was 15 of 27, 135 yards passing, no touchdowns, 1 interception. Saquon Barkley was kept in check, 61 yards, average 6 yards per carry, but the Eagles just made sure they sealed up those lanes and made sure he didn't break away and get anything. Looking at the Philadelphia Eagles, Jalen Hurts was 16 of 24, 154 yards rushing and 154 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. And Kenneth Gainwell was the leading rusher for the Eagles. Devontae Smith was the leading receiver for the Eagles, 61 yards receiving in that 1 touchdown pass and that 1 touchdown reception. And Dallas Goedert caught the other touchdown pass. Love what I saw from the Eagles defense. They were all over the place. They swarmed to the ball. They played sideline to sideline. They played well in the back end, and they showed why they had the best record in the NFC. They are back in the conference title game for the first time since 2018. And that was the year when they last made the Super Bowl and when they obviously won it. So we talked about 2 teams getting there. The game that I think everybody was looking forward to. The 2 on Sunday, well, the first one. The Cincinnati Bengals and the Buffalo Bills. We all know what happened the last time when these two met up. It was a hyped up game. The game ended up being suspended completely because of what took place with DeMar Hamlin, who continues to trend in the right direction. And he was actually at the game yesterday. I was so happy to see that. So, a lot of love for DeMar Hamlin. That was my version of a heart, by the way. Cincinnati, to be honest with you, I didn't like the way either team looked in the wild card round. Buffalo played sloppy football, but they were able to escape against Miami, and Cincinnati didn't look the greatest against Baltimore, but they were able to escape the Ravens. I said coming into this game, the winner of this one will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. That's how strongly I felt about that one. Cincinnati got the ball first, and I was so impressed with them. Down 3 offensive linemen, but you would have never guessed that because Joe Burrow had all day to throw. He was getting rid of the ball quickly. He was spreading the ball around to the open receivers, and here's a fun thing. Whenever I watch him spread the ball to those receivers, I'm so reminded of Breeze because if you're open, you're getting the ball. Buffalo really missed Von Miller yesterday, and it showed. They had no type of pass rush. If he were there, Joe would have been running for his life. But the Bengals were in such control of that game. The Bengals took it personally. They won by a score of 27-10. Joe Burrow just continues to show why he's one of the best in the league. I mean, yeah, he's young, but he has the mindset and the poise of a 5 to 7 year veteran. I mean, he does it all. 23 of 36, 242 yards, 2 touchdown passes. Joe Mixon, 20 carries, 105 yards. They finally ran the football. I keep telling y'all, running the football pays dividends. Which Buffalo got the memo yesterday, but give Cincinnati's defense a lot of credit because they clamped down, kept Josh Allen in the pocket. And I like the formation that Cincinnati runs when they play these quarterbacks that can extend the play. They'll rush 3, and they'll have a linebacker here on the left, and then they'll have a linebacker on the right. And those are what we call spies. And the purpose of a spy is to run wherever the quarterback is running. So if he's kind of moving that pocket to the right, to the left, the linebacker on the left is going to shade him. Same with the right, or they're going to have a spy in the middle. So Cincinnati can get home with 3, and they can win their one-on-ones on the outside, and they're heating up. I think this Bengals team is a lot scarier this year than what they were last season. And why is that? Because they have a year of experience under their belt. They're back in their 2nd AFC championship. Not bad for a team that had a playoff losing streak, a playoff drought, and winning a game since 1990. And now look at them. They've won 5 games in the last 2 years. Then the final game of the day was the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers. Now, I called Dallas to win that game against Tampa Bay last week because Dallas has seen the Buccaneers 3 times in the last 2 seasons. Look at what happened the first 2 times. Couldn't run the ball. Couldn't get to Tom Brady. And that's always a key when you play the GOAT. You got to rush him up the middle. You don't always have to necessarily sack him, but you got to apply pressure and let him know, look, I'm on my way. You're not just going to sit back and throw the ball. We're going to collapse your pocket, and we're going to give you a reason to hesitate. And that's exactly what they did last week in Tampa Bay. And that's probably the best I ever saw Dak look. And I don't know if you guys saw, but Stephen A. Smith told Dak Prescott's father that his son was going to throw 2 interceptions. Dak accounts for 5 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. As I was watching this game yesterday, I kind of got a 1990s feel. It was low scoring, 19-12 in favor of San Francisco. It was physical. It was hard hitting. The 49ers just continue to show why they have the best defense in the league. And the minute Dak threw those interceptions, that's when I knew it was going to be a long day for them. Dallas's defense did everything they could to keep them in the game. But I think Dallas lost all momentum when Tony Pollard went down. And rightfully so, because Tony is a huge part of what the Cowboys do offensively. I actually prefer him over Zeke, to be honest with you. I just think he's a little bit quicker. He hits the lanes a little bit faster, a little more explosive in the open field. He's more of a dual threat. You can catch the ball out the backfield as well. San Fran, as I said, did win this game by a score of 19-12, and they are going back to the NFC Championship for the second straight year. People want to say they remind you of the 2001 New England Patriots hurt quarterback. Tom Brady comes in, the rest is history. But you know who I see? I see the 2004 Pittsburgh Steelers. Brock hasn't lost a game. Ben didn't lose a game then. Brock has a great defense to lean on. Roethlisberger had a great defense to lean on. They run the football. Both teams ran the football. I see more of that than I see the 0-1 Patriots. And I'm putting my vote in right here, right now for Kyle Shanahan as Coach of the Year. You're down to your third string quarterback. You clinch the division. You win all your final 10 games. You're on a 12-game winning streak. Your third string quarterback has yet to lose a game. And you're a game away from a Super Bowl. That just screams Coach of the Year. Look, Philly was expected to be good this year. I don't know if it was supposed to be that good, but they were expected to be good this year. Brian Daboll definitely deserves some love for Coach of the Year because what he did with the Giants, he really turned around that entire organization. He instilled a new culture, believing that they can. So the divisional round is in the books. We are down to the final four of the NFL season. 4 teams remain. Only 2 can punch their ticket to Arizona. An NFC Championship, San Francisco 49ers, Philadelphia Eagles. This is exactly what I wanted to see. This is exactly what I predicted back in November. This is going to be a tough out for the Eagles because physicality travels. San Fran can run that ball. They can get pushed up front. If you watch the 49ers defense, they don't blitz because they can get home with 4 and they can play soft coverage in the back end because that front 4 does such a great job of getting home. But what about Fred Warner? Man, he is the best middle linebacker in the National Football League. And did you see how he was able to run step for step and route for route with CeeDee Lamb over the middle of the field? Philly back home looking to get back to the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts has had one hell of a year, but it's been A.J. Brown, and I've said it all year long. His impact this year reminds me so much of Terrell Owens in 2004 when he joined the Philadelphia Eagles. Can't wait for this one. Preview that one on Thursday, and then the AFC Championship. We're getting round 2. Cincinnati Bengals, Kansas City Chiefs. I know Patrick Mahomes is ready for this one, but how healthy is Patrick going to be? And the Bengals have Kansas City's number. And why is that? It's because the Bengals just play that brand of football that the Chiefs can't hang around with. They play a sneaky, physical style of football, and they keep everything underneath. And I see that same game plan taking place on Sunday night in Kansas City. Arrowhead's going to be rocking. It's the 4th matchup between these two in pretty much over a year. And these two just can't seem to get enough of one another. I'll preview that one on Friday. Still have my regular radio schedule. With that being said, I'm going to end the show. It's a little bit of a shorter show, but the season's winding down, so there's not much to really discuss. As always, man, I always give a shout out to my family here. My amazing parents, my beautiful mother, my incredible dad. Love you guys so very much. My beautiful sister, Taylor, who's really doing some things, amazing things that is in the tech world. Go check out Womanly Tech. If you support me, you can support her as well. Always proud of her. Clapping my hands for her. My son, better known as my dog, Siebes, he didn't want to be in here with me today, so it's okay. It is what it is. He let me do the show. In peace, my other siblings, Sean, Janice, who just celebrated a birthday. Happy birthday. Hope it was a good one. My other sister, Tanisha. Some of my close friends, Kimmel Fryer, Robert Butler, Candace Carter, Jason Tyree, Rob Carter. I get my Robs confused. And Mike Griffin, Alex Bennett, Corey Harris, Deshaun Elliott, Josh Johnson, um, and my co-analyst Cole Johnson, who I openly refer to as Coach, and our moderator D. God keeps the both of us on our toes, and he's made us better analysts. How can you keep up with me? That's very easy and simple. Log on to the website, which is thedailyblitz.blog. Follow us on Twitter at dailyblitz_61, and follow us on Instagram at thedailyblitz_61. I gave a little sneak preview of what's to come this week for the conference championships. Airwaves. How can you keep up with me on the radio? Every Monday night and Tuesday night, you can catch me on Prime Sports World with David On Point Huffman at that, TJ Hawkins, Israel Rivera, and Matt James. That's every Monday night. And Tuesday night, Wednesdays, you can catch me on the Nerd Zone on Nerdport Network with Ronnie Kumpf, John Danzo, and Ryan Shaw. Fridays during college football season, you can catch me on College Football Showdown with Israel Rivera on Prime Sports World. Saturdays, well, not anymore now, What's on Tap. Sundays, What's on Tap. And then you can also catch me on the Sports Cubicle on WCPT 8:20 a.m. in Chicago, Illinois with Devin Tingle, Paul Shivari, Michelangelo Mercado, and Dan Marver. And if you'd like the link to check out all those shows, to listen to me and support, let me know, and I will gladly send it to you so you can check them out. I'm off to go do the Prime now, but in the comments of this video, I want to know, who do you have advancing to Super Bowl 57? Let me know. Send me your predictions for this weekend. Let me know who you have getting to the Super Bowl. I'm off to go do the Prime. I will see you guys next week to break down Conference Championship weekend and maybe give a little early preview of the Super Bowl. I will see you guys soon.